Shalom Shalum, Mashpaka, Watchman Yirmiyahu with the Qadashayam of Yasharal. And we're going to be continuing to look into this army out of the north study and playlist. So please, if you have not already seen the previous parts, go to the playlist Army from the North on Qadashayam of Yasharal and start down here with the first one, Army from the North. And then you want to look at also holding places and the bottomless pit, Gog, Chief Prince 2, Yahuah is against you, and also the 10 plagues that we did last time. To get up to speed on the textual breakdowns of why I'm saying the things that I'm saying about these prophets and the last days, and who the army from the north is, and who the king of the bottomless pit is, and who Gog is, and the wrath that's coming upon Babel or Magog, or the beast system and the new world order. It's important to have that foundational understanding. Baruk Yahuah. So we're going to look at Yirmiyahu chapter 50 and 51 in this video. I did want to say that if you're still talking about Democrats and Republicans and you have no idea what's going on, this is all to do with spiritual warfare. Demons, wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash are real. Fallen angels are real. The Nephilim are real. And we've seen a lot of evil in the world, and we're only dealing with 10% of the fallen angels and Nephilim. The other 90% have been imprisoned, and they will be loosed again, as it was in the days of Noah or Noach. So shall it be at the return of the son of Adam. I really liked this meme, so I took it and tried to clean up some of the words that are in here that were unclean. But what if I told you Revelation tells us about who the anti-Mashiach beast is by name? Revelation 9:11. That's kind of funny. These chapters and verses, these were added. This isn't in the original text, so it's interesting that it would be found there, right? They have a king over them, the messenger or angel of the bottomless pit. His name in Abrith is Abaddon, which is a destroyer. And in the Greek, his name is Apollyon. And like I say, these other ones, this is all connected and ties in. Nimrod, Osiris, Shiva. We talked some about Osiris in the video of the 10 plagues. Okay? Nimrod, king of Babylon. Shiva, the destroyer. Apollyon, right? The one that the Golden Dawn Trump has memorialized all out throughout his, what do you call that place? His living quarters. I don't know, that big tall building with the golden toilets, and they got all the occult symbolism everywhere. So I thought that was a very interesting meme that I wanted to share. And so yeah, we're going to go into Yirmiyahu and talk about the king of Babylon. And I want you guys to be able to see, with spiritual eyes by the Ruach Ha'Qadash, and make the connection between like the Gog when we were in Yashar'Al, and also this this king and the statue, Nebuchadnezzar's dream, representing these different kingdoms, but this one beast system, this world wide web empire. All the kings of the earth conspire together to make war against Yahuwah, Yahusha, and Yashar'Al. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, family, as always, Salakia that there's words like this in here. There's unclean words in here. And I'm choosing to use this because I can easily get into the concordance and look at the interlinear, and we can go deep on some words. Okay? So please give favor to your brother as I try to break these things down. Again, we're in the prophet Yirmiyahu, chapter 50. This is the KJV, so... The word that Yahuwah spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Yirmiyahu the prophet. Declare ye among the nations and publish and put up a standard. Publish. This word, Ma'ak was asking me about that word the other day when we were in here, and this actually is worth taking a quick look at. So let's go in there and look at that. You think of publishing books and things like that, but no, it's actually Shema, and so it's actually to hear, to listen, to obey. Baruk Yahuah was a great question, and it increases understanding to say, declare, speak it out, listen, obey, make it the standard practice, right? Conceal it not. Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Marduk is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, confused. Her images are broken in pieces. This is a foreign mighty one. This is a foreign mighty one. Whenever we're talking about these kingdoms in the beast system, there are these principalities, powers, dominions that are in place here. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers. So these wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash are a huge part of our walk in the way. And most of the people that are out here that are oblivious and mindless to these things are under the influence and the spell of these powers and don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. Let's look at the next verse here. For out of the north there comes up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. This is a reference to the spirits, fallen angels, and Nephal coming up out of the bottomless pit, as referenced in Revelation. Again, like I said, if you didn't watch the previous videos, you're going to be confused. Pause this one and go back. I made a playlist so that you could just start in the beginning and follow along. Baruk Yahuah. None shall dwell therein. None shall dwell therein. Now, there was a physical manifestation of Babylon back in the day. There was the Tower of Babel, confusion, Babel, Bat Lamed, just like the Holika Bibles, Bat Lamed, confusions, unclean lips, a strong delusion. Okay? The wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash come up out of the bottomless pit, and they go to make war with Babylon. It's a house divided. It cannot stand. And this is all by Yahuwah's will. He ordains it. He proclaimed it, and it will come to pass. And ultimately becomes a desolation, the land, what? The Babylonian empire of the world. The beast system is laid low. Yahuwah uses not only Yashar'Al, but also wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash to accomplish these things. And soon and very soon, I believe, family. Okay? None shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days, in that time. What days, what time? the great and terrible day. Revelation, Hath Galuth. Okay, when the bottomless pit is opened up. Saith Yahuwah, the children of Yashar'Al shall come, they and the children of Yehuda, the children of Yashar'Al, the northern tribes, lost and scattered at the tribal tribes of Yehuda. Where there's jealousy and vexation between these two, it's going to be removed and they will become one branch in his hand. Together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yahuwah their Aluah. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, and for those of you who are not familiar, I was referring to Yahusha 37, and join them one unto another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. Okay, Yashar'Al, two houses divided that he intends to mend, Ephraim and Yehuda. Okay, Baruk Yahuah. Moreover, thou, son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Yehuda, the children of Israel, or Yashar'Al, for his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Yosef, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Yashar'Al, his companions. I know that these are unclean words in here, but this is for understanding, so that you guys would understand what I'm referring to. Baruk Yahuah. All right, let's continue. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come, let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in perpetual oath. Please do not use this word, it's unclean. Covenant. That shall not be forgotten. It shall not be forgotten, as in a marriage that's never ending. Baruk Yahuah. Being stirred up and called into obedience in the remembrance of his name and the submission to his commandments. My people have been lost sheep. Yeah, lost sheep of Yashar'Al, the northern tribe. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. False teachers, lying lips, sugar-coated messages, wolves in sheep's clothing. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. What's the resting place? Yahuwah, his thurah, right? Like leading us beside green pastures. Halalu Yahuwah. Baruk Yahuah. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have transgressed against Yahuwah. See, this is why the enemy always wants people to agree to something, and they hide in plain sight, and then they can go to Yahuwah and say, well, they chose, they knew better, they just don't want to listen to you, and so, they're choosing the darkness so they can accuse. The enemy wants to accuse, Hashatan, the accuser, the habitation of, now this word is unclean, I don't like to use it, even Yahuwah, this word is also unclean, I don't want to use it, of their fathers. So what I decided to do this time, guys, is go, hey, what is this word right here? And what is this word right here that we can use that's Kadash and that's clean? And so I want to go show you that right now. Okay, Baruk Yahuah. So the first one was this word, right? And it's one that we're already familiar with. It also means righteousness, righteous. Tzadak. Zadi, Dalit, Kaf. Tzadak. Just like the King of Righteousness, Malak Tzadak. Baruk Yahuah. So we're familiar with that one. And then the other one, this way, Hope, okay, is Mam Kaf Ua He. Makua. Makua means that. So if you want to know what you can say in place of it, you could say Makua. Right? Baruk Yahuah. Tada Abba. Okay, gave us words that we can use instead of these. They put the Babels, filled them with names of four mighty ones like that, Canaanite name for Baal, and also curses and all kinds of unclean words. All right. Hallelujah. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flocks. So there's going to be wrath. There's going to be destruction, vengeance. Much will fall. Multitudes will fall. And it's saying right here, get out. Get out of the coasts. Get out of the big cities. Go to a place and be placed apart. That's my understanding, family. This one makes me wonder too, these he-goats before flocks. Right? What does this mean? Let me know what your thoughts are. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. These are the ones that come out of the bottomless pit. Yahuwah is going to use them to destroy the beast system, and it is amazing. And they shall place themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert warrior. Man, none shall return in vain. Hallelujah. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, says Yahuwah. Because you were glad, because you praised, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Destroyers. Because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Baruk Yahuah. Because of the wrath of Yahuwah it shall be not inhabited, but it shall be completely desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Dang. Remember the 10 plagues video? And also think about the seals and the shupars and the bulls of Revelation. Put yourself in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrow, for she hath transgressed against Yahuwah. Hatah. We don't say S-I-N. It's the name of a four mighty one if you don't know. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahuwah. Take vengeance upon her as she hath done. Do unto her. You shall reap what you sow. Baruch Yahuwah. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of the harvest. Thrust in your sickle and reap. Remember that from Revelation? Thrust in your sickle and reap. For fear of the opposing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Yashar'Al is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria hath devoured him, and last Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. King of Babylon hath broken his bones. Therefore, thus say Yahuwah of hosts, the Aluah of Yashar'Al, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon, Hashatan, and his land, the beast system, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Yashar'Al again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, Agav Bashan, for mighty ones, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. Oh, palal, that you did follow through as we've been going through these. I've spoken about this. In Revelation, there's a wedding feast of the Lamb, and there's a sacrifice that Yahuwah makes for his bride Yashar'Al, and it's the sacrificing of all these foreign mighty ones, eating the flesh of captains and drinking the blood of the armies of darkness. Hallelujah. In those days and in that time, says Yahuwah, the iniquity of Yashar'Al shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the Hatah of Yehuda, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. So here you go, right? The blood of Yahusha cleansing the iniquity in the Hatah. Because make no mistake, Yashar'Al's Hatah is great. Yehuda's transgressions are greater than her sister. Yashar'Al got a certificate of divorcement. Yehuda did not. Okay? But there's this great loving Hasad on Yashar'Al, where Yahuwah bore the iniquity upon his own body, willingly taking on flesh and laying his life down and raising it up again to marry Yashar'Al again into an eternal oath, an everlasting marriage. Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pakad. Waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yahuwah, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. And we talked before too in previous videos about how Yashar'Al becomes a battle axe in Yahuwah's hand. It actually reminds me of another meme. Let me just share it with you guys real quick. It's here somewhere. Okay, actually I didn't have that one handy. So, Salakia. But here it is. Okay? Kings and priests forever after the order of Malach Sadak, under the name Yahuwah, Yashar'Al will fight. Yashar'Al will be used by the Most High to rid this fallen world of these wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash and Behemoth and Leviathan and, like I said, the army from the north. Baruk Yahuah. So this is all coming down. It's all gonna end soon, family. We need to endure to the end. They're gonna try to make us fear. They're gonna try to make us anxious. They're gonna try to make us doubt. That's how the enemy works. Don't shrink back. Do not lose amunah. Exercise obedience in every way you can, because it's the way that Yahuwah strengthens us. And our submission and our obedience. He smiles upon that. He gives favor. Hallelujah Yahuwah for his loving kindness. Barak Yahuwah. And a sound of battle is in the land, and a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth caught asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Who is able to make war with the beast? Yahuwah, the Ruach of Yahuwah. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. And thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahuwah and touch his anointed. Aman. Yahuwah hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of Yahuah, Aluah of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks. This is armor. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. Let me go look at that bullock real quick. I want to make sure that I'm correct. I don't want to... Oh, they're saying young bulls. I do apologize, guys. There's another word I looked at the other day. But so this is like a reference to idols, right? A reference to idols. So this is where we were. Baruk Yahuah. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahuah, our Aluah, the vengeance of his temple. We are the temple that houses the Ruach of Yahuah. Adani. Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all that she has done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against Yahuah, against the Qadashayam of Yasharal. Behold, Yashar'Al, Yahuah, our Aluah, is Echad, one. Therefore shall her young males fall in the streets, and all her males of war shall be cut off in that day, says Yahuah. Hallelujah. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahuah, Aluah of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. This beast system has these cities all over the whole earth, family. Thus saith Yahuah of hosts, the children of Yashar'Al and the children of Yahudah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. Touching the anointed, bringing about that wrath, the wrath of Yahuwah's fierceness, his vengeance, right? He stores up the palals and the cries of the Qadashayam and the Shemayim. Yep, Baruk Yahuah. Check out the playlist Hath Galuth if you haven't already, please. All right, their Redeemer is strong. Hallelujah. Yahuah. Yahuah of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest, Salah, to the land, and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, says Yahuah, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise males. For mighty ones, priests of Baal, the wisdom of Adam is laughable to the Most High. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dot. A sword is upon her mighty males, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon the horses, and upon the chariots, and upon the mingled peoples that are in the midst of her. They call them Edomites, and they shall become as a female. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. Baruk Yahuah. Here's the drought. Drought is upon her waters, they shall be dried up. Even like a third of the waters, right? For it is the land of graven images, idols, and they are mad with their idols. These people are lunatics. They're out of their minds. Like my Shah was saying the other day, how they put kitty litter boxes in the classrooms, or the people think they're going to Mars, or just, where does it end? It's madness. Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Now, what is this word owls? Let's go look. Therefore shall dwell wild beasts of the desert. Wild beasts of the desert. It's saying not certainly identified. Wild beasts of the islands. Howling beasts, jackals. I'm telling you guys, the stuff that's going to be coming out of the pit is going to make a man's heart stop for the fear of that. Okay, so it has Bath right here, which is a daughter. Dang, I wonder if this could be the sirens that slept with the fallen angels. I don't know. I do not know for sure. Makes me wonder, family, what's going on with some of this stuff. Let's keep it moving. Okay. As Adonai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahuah, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell there. Behold, a people shall come up from the north, a great nation, a multitude of kings. These are the 10 kings referenced from Revelation. Okay? And I believe it does have something to do with the 10 foreign mighty ones that we talked about in the 10 plagues of Mitzrayim. Shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. They shall hold the bow, the lance, they are cruel, and will not have any hasad. Their voice shall roar like the sea. They shall ride upon horses, everyone put in array, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, pangs as of a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of the Jordan. Whoo-wee. Makes me think of that area where the Euphrates, where they say that these 4 fallen angels are loosed. Unto the habitation of the strong, but I will make them suddenly run away from her. Who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? Who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is the shepherd that will stand before me? Taub, shepherd, Yahusha, HaMashiach, Yahuah, our deliverer. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahuah, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. This also makes me think of Revelation, and this is this massive earthquake, and this voices of thunderings, and or the wailings. Or also think about Mitzrayim, right? At the time of the Passover, when there was all these people, the angel of death was coming upon the Egyptians, and every house had some that were dead, and they were crying out. Baruk Yahuah. All right, guys, chapter 51 here. Thus saith Yahuah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that raise up against me a destroying wind. Ruach Ha'Qadash, the whirlwind. I have a really great video that you should check out. It's called Wheels Within Wheels. Okay, explaining how, like in the book of Ezekiel, it's not explaining some kind of UFO or spaceship. It's a multi vortices. It's like whirlwinds within whirlwinds. Okay? And break down about 5 or 6 Abrith words that have to do with winds, tempests, storms, and Ruach Ha'Qadash, spirits. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash. Here they come. Hallelujah. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his, I think this is the word that I looked at the other day that I was thinking of, armor, brigadine, because I wasn't sure what that was. And spare ye not her young males, destroy ye utterly all her host. Let's go double check it, because I want to make sure. I don't want to tell you wrong, but I mean, I make mistakes like anyone. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, so this was the word that come back as armor right here. Okay. Brigadine. Just wasn't familiar with that word. Okay. Hallelujah. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Yashar'Al hath not been forsaken. I didn't forget you, my beloved bride, nor Yehuda. Yashar'Al and Yehuda are not forgotten by Yahuah, or Aluah. Though their land was filled with Hatah against the Qadashayam of Yasharal. Even though they're guilty, even though they're transgressors. His love covers a multitude of Hatah. You know that verse? Love covers a multitude of Hatah. Baruk Yahuah. Now here you go again. Look at this. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in their iniquity, for this is the time of Yahuwah's vengeance. He will render unto her what she got coming to her. Yahuwah's telling us to get out. Get out of these big cities. Get out of this beast system, unless you're going to suffer in her plagues, her vengeance, or Yahuwah's vengeance against her. Don't get caught up in it, family. Don't get caught up in it, family. We need to get out. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Baruk Yahuah, indeed deceived by all these lying spirits, believing all kinds of things that are not true. Yep. Revelation. Once you understand these prophets more, we're going to see it's all Revelation is the prophets. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if it so be that she may be healed. I don't think so. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto the heavens, and is lifted up even to the skies. Yahuwah hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahuwah, our Aluah. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahuwah hath raised up a spirit of the kings of Medes for his devices against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahuwah, the vengeance of his temple. The spirit of these kings. Right? Think about that verse in Revelation where it says the beast coming up out of the sea that has 7 heads, or all the heads of the beast system, and 10 crowns, meaning these kings of the bottomless pit. I'm telling you, family. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. Place up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watchers make the watch strong. Place up the watching males. Yep. Kings and priests forever after the order of Malach Sadak. Prepare the ambushes. For Yahuwah hath both devised and done that which he spoke against the inhabitants of Babylon. Hallelujah. Oh, thou that dwellest upon the multitudes of waters. Yeah, it's New World Order, the beast system. Abundant in treasures. Thine end is come. Hoo-wee. And the measure of thy covetousness. Baruk Yahuah, man, I'm telling you guys. See this? See how it's all coming together. Yahuwah of hosts has sworn by himself. Remember when he cut the oath with Abraham and swore by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with males as the caterpillar, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom. He hath stretched out the heavens by his understanding. Firmament. Baruk Yahuah. When he utter his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapor to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightning with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Whoo! Dang, Baruk Yahuah. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by their graven image, confused by idols. For his molten images are false, and there is no breath in them. Vanity, they are vanity, the work of error. In the time of the visitation, they shall perish. The portion of Yaakov is not like them, not like the foolish, not like the wicked, not like the vain. For he is the former of all things, and Yashar'Al is the rod of his inheritance. Yahuwah of hosts is his name. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. Look at right here. Look, guys. Thou art my battle axe and weapon of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy the kingdoms. Yashar'Al, combined as one branch in Yahuwah's hand in the last days. Battle axe in his hand. What great esteem is it to be used as an instrument of Yahuwah to bring vengeance upon this wicked, dark kingdom of darkness. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and rider. These are referring to fallen angels and also to wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. And with thee also will I break in pieces. Now this is a man and a woman. So this is, again, stop falling for this thing of Edom. There's no E and there's no O. I could go show you right now. It's Aleph, Dalet, Mum. The same letters as Adam. That's an unregenerate man and an unregenerate woman. They're born in the flesh, but they're not born again by the Ruach of Yahuwah. Thus they shall never enter into the kingdom. Okay? They have the mark of the beast upon them. In their minds they think like the beast, and in their hands they do the works of the beast. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces young and the maid. Okay, let me get this scrolled up to 23 here. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman, and with the yoke of the oxen, and with thee I will break in pieces the captains and the rulers. I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, says Yahuwah. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahuwah, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and will roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. I think this could be a reference to Mount Harmon, where the fallen angels entered into an agreement that they shall take for themselves wives, all whom they chose, and produce the Nephilim, which have troubled mankind ever since. Demons, ghosts, aliens, it's all the Naphal. That's what it is. And they shall not take of those a stone for a corner, nor a stone for a foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahuwah. Place up the standard in the land through Ra. Blow the shupar among the nations. Prepare the nations against her. Call together against her the kingdoms of Arat, Meni, Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough. Now this word says caterpillars. You know that this is locusts. Watch. Watch. Let's go. Let's go, family. The locusts come out of the bottomless pit, right? Here it is, right here. Right? H32:18, as the caterpillars. That's what we saw, right? Watch. Baruk Yahuah. Young locusts. Young locusts. A locust army that comes out of the bottomless pit. Remember that? Let's look at it again. Place up a standard in the land and blow the shupar among the nations. Prepare the nations against her. Call together against kingdoms of Arat, Mene, and Ashkenaz, Edomites, Babylon. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough locusts. Prepare against her the nations with the king of the Medes, the captains thereof, and the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Hallelujah, family. I know Mashpaka, my siblings, brothers and sisters out there, this is the time when it's the wearing out of the Qadashayam, and we have a lamentation and a weariness because of the evils that are in the world. They're all becoming very, very clear to us. We see it. And we try to share and we try to warn, and they mock and they scoff and they cannot hear the words of truth. They love the lie. They're given over. Most of them are sealed in their right hand and in their forehead by the beast. That is the mark. There may be some physical manifestation of the mark, sure, but it's a spiritual truth first. And we're marked, those of us who are of Yashar'Al, who have been transformed by the renewing of our minds. We have the minds of Yahusha HaMashiach, that's the forehead. And we do the will of Yahuwah, that's the right hand, that's the thurah, guarding the commandments, loving Yahusha. Now I believe the enemy can clearly see us. And they are going to want to hunt us. But we have one who fights for us. He's mightier than the kingdom of darkness, Baruk Yahuah. And he'll actually strengthen us and equip us in the time. He'll give us the words to say in the appointed times. And I think that once this bottomless pit is opened up, and all these wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash come out and began to do their dirty deeds, Yahuwah will match the pouring out of his Ruach upon Yashar'Al, young and old, male and female. And there'll be just great wisdom and understanding and even strength. The two witnesses, I believe, are the two houses that we've been looking at. Yashar'Al. The technology just shut off and tried to shut me up, distract me. That's how the enemy's going to work. They'll try to frustrate you, try to make you afraid, try to make you anxious, try to make you short-tempered. They want to make you commit a crime and be hata. Nice try, Hashatan. The two houses, Yashar'Al and Yahudah, will become one, Baruk Yahuah. The pure lip will be restored, Baruk Yahuah. His Moedim will become known and in place again. People stop walking in the lunacy of a black Sabbath. And these are the things that I palal for and long for. Thank you for listening. And, may Yahuwah barak you in your house, give you his gil, shalom, and hasad in Yahusha's name. Amen. By the power and will of Yahweh, Yahusha, the Messiah, The one who we love him because he first loved us, right? Because while we were yet enemies at enmity with the Most High, he humbled himself. He took on flesh. He took on the role of a servant. He lived a perfect, righteous, or Qadash life. He willingly laid his life down. No one took it from him. He bore our iniquities on his body. He was impaled on a tree. He was in the tomb 3 days, and he rose again in power, in sovereignty, in majesty, in all esteem. All esteem Yahusha. Yahusha comes in the name of the Father Yahuah. Baruk is he who comes in the name of the Most High. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. You'll also find the email in the description of all YouTube videos. So send us a message, a praise report, a prayer request. Much love.